Hello there. This is my video for my final project in Humanities. I chose to compare and contrast two historical figures in history. I'm obviously, as you can see by the title, I'm doing Scipio and Hannibal. Here is Scipio to the left-hand corner, Hannibal to the right-hand corner. Okay, I'm going to start. Scipio Africanus. I got a cool little picture of him right there. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus was a general in the Second Punic War and a statesman of the Roman Republic. He saved his father's life at the Battle of Tinesius in 219 BC when he was 18. He was given command of the Roman army at the age of 25 and was never defeated as a Roman general. He was elected unanimously to the consulship of the Roman Senate at age 31 in 205 BC. He defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC and ended the Second Punic War. And he is considered by many to be one of the Rome's greatest generals. And like I said, there's a cool little picture of him, and yeah. Scipio continued. At 24, he volunteered to take over the Roman army in Hispania when no one else would, and that was in about 211 BC, after the defeat and death there of his uncle and his father. At 27, he led a victorious campaign against the city of New Carthage on the coast of Hispania, and that was in about 209 BC. He survived the disastrous battles at Tinesius, Trebia, and Cannae, and at this time he wasn't a commander yet. He was still just he didn't take command until he was 25. He still was he was just a soldier in the Roman army, not the commander yet, not a general yet. In 204 BC, he sailed and landed near Utica. In 203 BC, he destroyed the combined armies of the Carthaginians and the Numidians, and that was in Africa. Utica that was his African campaign. He died probably in 183 BC at the age of about 53. So the guy I want to focus on is Hannibal Barca. It's a picture of him. I like his beard, and he looks awesome. Anyway, Hannibal Barca, he was a Punic Carthaginian military commander, generally considered one of the greatest military commanders in history. His father, Hamilcar Barca, was the leading Carthaginian commander during the First Punic War. He marched an army which included war elephants from Iberia over the Pyrenees and the Alps into northern Italy. He had 3 dramatic victories at the battles of Trebia, Trasimene, and Cannae. He occupied much of Italy for 15 years, but a Roman counter-invasion of North Africa forced him to return to Carthage, where he was decisively defeated by Scipio Africanus at the Battle of Zama. He is often regarded as one of the greatest military strategists in history. And this is a little bit of Hannibal continued. He is considered to be one of the greatest generals of antiquity. He successfully ran for the office of Suffeate after the Second Punic War. He was named commander-in-chief of the Carthaginian army after his brother Hasdrubal was assassinated in 221 BC. After he assumed command, he spent 2 years consolidating his holdings and completing the conquest of Hispania south of the Ebro. In his first campaign, he attacked and stormed the Ossalides' strongest center, Aletheia, which promptly led to their surrender and brought Punic power close to the river Tagus. His following campaign in 220 BC was against the Vasii to the west, where he stormed the Vacian strongholds of Hellamentice and Arbucala. The Battle of Zama, it was the battle that ended the Second Punic War. Scipio defeated Hannibal. This is where these two, like I said, these two commanders met. That's why it's very important. Scipio had a superior cavalry, and Hannibal had a superior infantry. Hannibal had the advantage in numbers with 80 war elephants, 36,000 infantry, and 4,000 cavalry. Scipio actually was outnumbered. He had 29,000 infantry, and 6,100 cavalry, 6,100 cavalry. The two generals met on a plain between Carthage and Utica, and that's a picture of them meeting on the plain. And sorry, I grabbed my pictures. I got some cool pictures here. There's his war. I talked about war elephants. There's his war elephants right there. Really cool. And that's that picture of him, and Scipio and Hannibal meeting on the plain between Carthage and Utica. Anyway, Hannibal lost 20,000 troops with an additional 15,000 wounded, and Scipio lost only about 1,500 troops, 1,500 troops. And similarities they had. They both are regarded as the greatest generals in history. They both were generals in the Second Punic War. They both were brilliant military strategists. They both held political positions. They both had siblings. They both died around the same time. Differences. Scipio was a Roman. Hannibal was a Carthaginian. Scipio never lost a battle. Hannibal was defeated by Scipio. Hannibal used war elephants and different military tactics. Scipio used Roman military tactics. He didn't use war elements or anything different. He just used Roman stuff. Hannibal was exiled after he was elected the Suffet, and he got exiled for it because people didn't like the reforms he was doing against Rome. Scipio was never exiled. He retired. He died on a campaign against Hannibal after the Second Punic War, and he retired there. Scipio was probably 53 when he died. Hannibal was probably 64 to 66 when he died. My conclusion: Scipio and Hannibal were two of the greatest generals in history and changed the history of the world we know today. Because Scipio won the Battle of Zama, the world as we know it today is. If Scipio would have lost and Hannibal would have won, it would have changed the entire history of the world as we know it. This is my works cited page. Used Wikipedia. I got some hyperlinks here, and that's it. So hope you enjoyed it.